of the first matches. So anyway, our final match of this best of three here. Between ViTaL and Matterhorn, spawning in the top left of the Happy Station, our Protoss player from Unrivaled, it is ViTaL. And his opponent in the top right, from Team Composite in yellow, the Zerg player, LVMatterhorn. Alright, so both games we have seen macro games from both players. No real cheesy openings from either side. Well, Matterhorn, okay, there's the Overlord. And I imagine he's just going for that oversupply, getting the hell out of the drone here with an extractor trick. In just a moment, there it goes. There goes the 11th drone. Cancel that extractor, and there we go. We got 11 drones out. Meanwhile, once again, ViTaL going for this gateway expansion. So nothing new out of either player, at least just yet. It's to be expected in these early game situations. You always see kind of the same exact things. Holy spam, ViTaL. Holy spamming. He's up to about 430 there for a little bit. Gateway coming down. Interesting location for that. ViTaL knows where he can put that at least. Be able to wall off with his cyber core here in a moment over at this location and have that little tiny hex of a space to fit a Zealot in if necessary. Once again, we're going to have a gas first from Matterhorn into pool. So an extremely quick speed. It worked out pretty well for him last game. All he really got were those two pylons. But it was quite an annoyance there for ViTaL for a long time. And he won last game, so hey, worked last game, may as well do it again. However, this time, ViTaL getting in and actually scouting it, but didn't scout the gas. He's probably the one little hex away from scouting that gas being there. I imagine he'll go back in here in a moment and... Okay, well, I say that, and he's going to go check the gold base. Or he's going to proxy. No, he's just checking the gold base to make sure that he wasn't expanding there first. But it is indeed going to be the normal expansion down here. So, Matterhorn mixing up a little bit. This gas was first. The pool was right directly after that gas. So he's got 100 gas already. He's pulling off completely. So he's going to be able to get up speed. Okay, I say he's pulling off completely. He still leaves one in gas. So he's able to get speed here in a moment. Or he could, I don't know. Well, he's not getting speed just yet. He doesn't have the minerals to go for speed, is the issue. There we go. We do have speed coming up now. And ViTaL really doesn't know about it. He never saw the gas. He was really close to seeing that gas. It's kind of surprising he didn't go check and make sure that gas wasn't there, but had I scouted that, I would have seen how close I was and figured I actually saw the gas. Because when you look at that, it's just, you can kind of barely just see that discoloration where this guy's is a little bit brighter than this one, because this guy's are still in the fog of war. So it exists, and ViTaL doesn't know. So once again, speed is going to be done very, very quickly, but this map is a little bit easier to defend on, and it doesn't seem like as many lings are coming out here for Matterhorn in this game. Only has 2 done just yet, so it looks like he just wanted to have a really defensive early speed for this early game, and even going into a really, really quick Roach Warren now, getting his drones back onto that first gas. He's going to be able to pump out a good number of roaches pretty quickly, which can be pretty scary. ViTaL does already have this Mothership Core out. The natural base will be finishing up pretty soon, so he's going to have the overcharge available. But roaches are extremely, extremely annoying, especially if there's an overseer that's going to be able to give you the high ground vision, so you can pick off things from the low ground even. There is an overlord over at this location. He's going to be able to see what he wants to see up at the high ground, if that is going to be the case. Roachhorn is just now finished up. Matterhorn is a bit supply blocked right now at the moment. 2 overlords finishing up, and then a lair on the way actually. So very, very quick 1-2 base lair. I'm not sure. Maybe this actually might be a Nidus play. Now that I think about it, the way this overlord is sitting over on this location, that could be a decent location for a Nidus. However, I would almost expect ViTaL to be putting a pylon down in this area, or even having a stalker over there to scout out for a Nidus, or that Nidus kind of base play. And once again, Matterhorn is going for bro, so this is no mistake. So he may actually be going, for the Roach Tunneling Close this time, since this lair is extremely quick. He really doesn't have too much gas. He's only on the single gas right now, and by getting lair and by getting burrow, he's got basically nothing left in terms of the gas department. So if he tries going for tunneling claws, that's going to mean even fewer roaches he's going to have. So once again, he's going to have this burrow, and I'm not sure what he's going to be able to use it on. Yeah, he's trying to make some roaches now, but he's going for roach speed first. So I don't see the necessitation of getting that burrow that quickly. If you're not going to use something, it's usually wise not to get it. It's kind of like building an engineering bay and not building any turrets or getting any upgrades. It's just a useless building that's sitting there, not doing anything. I mean, yeah, Matterhorn can walk around the map with a bunch of lings and burrow at each of these bases and make sure that ViTaL isn't going to take any extra bases, but it's only a cute play that isn't really necessary. He's not going for this very, very quick like tunneling claws, roach burrow kind of play. And even if he was, well, there isn't a cannon, there's no rubber facility, so there is actually no detection. So if he were to be going for tunneling claws, it could do a lot of damage. But as it stands, it's going to be a micro tool. He's going to be able to micro these roaches a little bit with that burrow, as they do heal while they're underneath the ground. But still, without having any way to actually move while you're underground, you're not able to micro against the force fields, which is what you would kind of like to do. But at the very least, he will be able to, if he gets a bunch of roaches caught on the other side, on the wrong side of force fields that he's forced out, he could just burrow them and wait. And indeed, all these roaches have burrowed. They're not doing anything else besides that, however. A few lings popping in here. ViTaL seeing what he's going up against. He's going to want to pull back a little bit. There is no third base over here, which is likely what Matterhorn is wanting to cancel, and he's not going to want to fight up against that ramp. That's not going to happen. So Matterhorn again. I think he's trying. Oh, I think he's trying to bait. Oh, he's trying to bait ViTaL's army into his roaches. He wants ViTaL to come down here and get rid of these lings and clean these lings up. And then this suddenly appear next to all of his army with the roaches, so these force fields don't do anything at all. So interesting attempts from Matterhorn. It may actually work pretty well because, again, no detection. First rubber facility is on the way, but what's he going to do beyond that? He's going to walk directly into all these roaches now, and this is kind of going to be the point here. Nice force fields, but it doesn't matter when the roaches are actually already on top of you. Nice slow, comes down from Mothership Core, but now ViTaL is just retreating, going to retreat up the ramp, going to use a couple more force fields, I imagine, to keep his opponent out. He needs to use an overcharge. He does have the energy for it. It is force field off most of those roaches, but ViTaL has lost a good amount of his units now. Now he's just got a lot of stalkers. They don't have blink just yet. The rubber facility is just now finishing up, so he's only now going to be able to start adding in immortals, and Matterhorn's just going to sit there. He's going to burrow and wait out this overcharge. I was going to say that, and he's going to pop back up and actually go for this. Looks like he's going to wait out the overcharge. There is an observer finally coming. Once this is out, this is going to help out a ton. There is not enough energy for another overcharge for a very long time, which is a big deal. Matterhorn again using this burrow, which is the best he can. Without those tunneling claws, this is really difficult to make actually happen, and now these roaches are going to be really trapped. There is an observer, these are seen, and now ViTaL is, he can just force field these. Okay, he could have force fielded those roaches in and killed off half of them, let the other half escape. As it stands, both players took a lot of losses there. Resources lost tabs is fairly even, but worker counts slightly in the favor here of our Protoss player. 44 to 35 workers. There is a third base up for Matterhorn, which is nice, but he doesn't have the workers to actually saturate it right now. So ViTaL has to be okay with that. Tunneling Claws is now finally on the way. One Evo Chamber is already started. It has +1 on the way for the attack of the range. Another Evo Chamber on the way. Hydrogen on the way. Just throwing down every bit of tech he possibly can. Immortals have been started in production here for ViTaL, but I think he's going to start pushing across the map, and he's going to try to do some damage of his own. He does have +1 finish. He's going to have, well, +2 is pretty far away, it seems. So it's going to be difficult for him to actually get too much damage done. At the same time, he has his own third base coming in. So this attack, all it really needs to do is kind of just annoy Matterhorn for a long enough period of time that he's not making drones and getting ahead himself. However, Matterhorn is already up to 51 workers, already has the minerals mostly saturated here at his third base. No extra gases just yet from this third base, so this is still basically like being on two bases at this point, because minerals at this point in the game for Zerg, not really what he wants to have, especially the composition he's trying to get to right now. He's going to be able to add on a bunch of roaches, yeah, but he's going to be pretty light on the Hydras, which is definitely what he wants to have against all of these Stalkers and the very low number of those Immortals there. RoboBay on the way here for ViTaL in the back of the base. A few more gateways being warped in here over at the third base as well, just to wall that off a little bit. Add a beefier section there, and ViTAL is starting to put some proxy pylons out on the map. Some nice overload spreading by Matterhorn, but they're in kind of awkward positions that aren't going to actually spot these pylons, sadly for him. And these warpings, again, as we saw in the second game, ViTAL kind of kept himself in a game much longer than he really probably should have been in the game, simply because he was using these aggressive warp-in harassments as much as he was. That really helped him out in that game, and it's probably going to help him out a ton in this game. There's really not much defending this base over here, and if the army is all the way on the other side of the map, and actually look at how many lings there are, good lord. That is 46 Zerglings right now. This looks like to be Matterhorn's coup de grace here. He's definitely going for the kill, but what does he really have to deal with this? He's trying to set himself in a good concave. He's going to get right on top of this army. There's a ton of force field energy available, and actually, ViTAL just going to recall out. He doesn't want to fight there, was his only choice. He wanted to wait for some actual units to be with him, but now Matterhorn has his opponent stuck in an awkward position. Force field's once again going to happen. Cutting the army in half, but not really well enough. Not much of the army got pushed back to the back edges here. Some of it is back, but that nice blink back's going to help a ton. Immortals are now in the front of this engagement. And really, Matterhorn just lost a lot there, but so did ViTAL. Both players coming out of this game pretty evenly here. It's a 42 to 79 army supply, vastly in favor of Matterhorn. However, most of that army supply is in those Zerglings. There's 40 Zerglings left over. There's 24 roaches, and there's one single Hydralisk. And he's going up against a bunch of Stalkers. There's a couple of Mortals left over. The first Colossus is going to be on the field here momentarily. +3 is on the way for ViTAL as well. And again, Matterhorn just kind of stuck on this little strange kind of lair tech army. It's not going to be able to do too much. He is setting up this really nice counter, and he may actually catch this Hydra or Colossus in an awkward position, but coming in from both locations is our Zerg player, trying to do what he can. ViTAL plummeting in supply once again with this Colossus. Going to try to do a lot of damage. Another recall up into the natural base, but now that means this third base is completely undefended. What in the heck is ViTAL going to be able to do against this? Matterhorn going to town against everything over this third base. Third base is going to go down most likely, and if it doesn't, that means ViTAL's army is coming out. Oh, Matterhorn is going to turn around and go back home, it seems. There is another warping of Zealots over here. ViTAL once again doing very, very well with all of these Zealots warping in. Probably he's actually going to kill. He's going to kill this third base. If he kills this third base, that'll be huge. He needs to focus that down, trying to mark away from the Hydras as long as possible. He does kill a third base, and now there's only 2 bases here for the Zerg player. Oh goodness, Matterhorn did not kill the third base. All he did was kill units, and now he has traded units for units, and he lost a base for his efforts there. The resources lost tab is fairly well ahead in favor of Matterhorn. 104 army supply to 76 in favor of the Zerg player, but he's got no economy now. His economy is in the dumps because he lost that base. He really needed that base at this point. He's going to be stuck on making a lot of lings again, which is not what he wants to have. Again, trying to set up this double-pronged attack, but at the same time, he's losing a lot of his army before he even starts the attack. The second force is coming into the third base, but they're going to get pushed back. ViTAL is mostly out of force fields here. Only 3 sentries left, and they're really, really low in energy, so not many force fields are left. Those have done a lot of damage for him, but we do have 2 Colossus now. A third one is going to be joining. Colossus range has not been researched, so that's a bit of an issue for ViTAL. With Colossus range, this would be a lot better for him, but as it stands, Matterhorn is going to be able to get on top of the army, and now there's actually a bunch of drones going to join the fight, apparently. It seems Matterhorn believes he is a Terran player and needs to bring his workers along for the fight. Oh, wait, it's just a misrally. There we go. Go back home, drones. What are you doing? ViTAL has really, actually, I like the way ViTAL is spreading out his pylons here. He has pylons on the high ground, so he's able to see his opponent with this observer as well. He knows where his opponent is, and there we go. Colossus range is on the way. It's being chronoed out. He's got +3 attack done. That's a very, very beefy army going up against only +1 Carapace. Okay, they do have +1 attack as well, but now with this split up army from Matterhorn, ViTAL is slowly but surely taking a nice advantage. Just this composition is vastly, vastly in favor of our Protoss player. Army supplies are relatively even. One more pylon going to be going down here in the bottom, near this 4th base for Matterhorn. Thankfully, he does catch that one out. He did catch the one that was over here as well. So no more harassing warpins, but now half of this army from Matterhorn is stuck out in an awkward position. Matterhorn, you need to get your army together. ViTAL's going to put himself in a really, really nice position here. He's going to engage the way he wants to engage. He warped in some more sentries. He warped in 5 more sentries. So he's back to having a lot of force fields once again, which is definitely what he wants to have. And unlike Metacat, he's got a bunch of anti-air. He's able to take out a lot of his corruptors if he wants to. Colossus are doing a lot of work. Force fields are keeping this army back. He's trying to zone out these corruptors as best he can. A nice blink forward, going to take out, actually not focusing down the corruptors at all, going for the actual ground army. And then again, if you kill the ground army, there's nothing to actually kill the rest of your... these corruptors aren't going to do anything, but most of these corruptors have died off now. 145 supply to 160, but that is 10 hydras, 2 roaches, and 2 corruptors in the production tab that are not actually on the field right now. These engagements, seriously, as close as possible. Resources lost tab has now swung in the favor of ViTaL here by about 2,000, the same lead that Matterhorn had about 2 minutes ago. Supplies are dead even right now. Army supplies are just about dead even. This next wave of reinforcements are going to really even this up for Matterhorn, but ViTAL's not really going to wait for that. And these reinforcements are going to be Lings, and Lings they don't fare too well against force fields, and they don't fare too well against Colossus either. One more proxy pylon is going to go down, but at what cost is going to do that? Actually, this motion cord is going to town on a Hydra. It's going to actually doesn't kill it. Motion cord goes down to 1 Hydra. That's a bit depressing, but Matterhorn losing half of his army all the time, just constantly losing half of his army, is a bit of a mistake. Not keeping all of his army all together has really been hurting the Zerg player here. Has a lot of army over here on this side of the map for ViTaL. 34 more Lings are about to pop, 8 more Hydras on the way as well, but what does he got left? He has 8 Corruptors left. He's got 3 Colossus. If ViTaL gets in a good position, this is not going to go well. This looks like this might be the last engagement. This is a terrible engagement spot for the Zerg player. Force fields could cut this army directly in half. He's not even bothering to deal with that. He's just going to go directly for this. He's just chasing this army away. Once again, this army is completely split up. I guess Matterhorn, he's attempting to force ViTaL to use force fields on both sides of the army, but I don't think he cares. Now he's able to force field off one entire section. There's absolutely nothing this army up here can do. And Matterhorn plummeting in supply, 165 to 132 in favor of ViTaL. 102 army supply to 50 now. And now ViTaL is on top of this third base, and that is going to be GG there. ViTaL is going to take this series 2-1.